Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? This is the Alternative Voice, and welcome. So, I'm your host, Cleophas Oloch, and tonight we have an interesting guest who is here to share with us his journey in this industry of entertainment. And feel free to share with us, where are you joining us live from? Are you in Nairobi, Kenya? Where are you watching us live from? So, feel free to share with us your location, and we'll be here to read your feedback and comment. And so tonight our guest is one Patrick Obayi, and he's here to talk to us more about his journey and who he really is. Some of you know him as an entertainer. Do you know the other side of him? Yes. So he's here to talk to us. Obayi, Patrick, karibu.
Asante, I am here. Habari yako?
Fiti sana. Unakaa unakwama.
Nice to see you. You kama unanisikia vizuri?
Nakupata vizuri tena sana.
Excellent. I'm here. Thank you for the invite and thank you for having me on your show tonight.
Thank you very much for accepting the invite to be our guest tonight. And umeanza on a high note, bana. Sitafutia hata chai hata maji.
Me watu on a high note. I'm always on a high.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Patrick, for accepting to be part of this broadcast tonight. And to our viewers, this is Patrick Obayi, an entertainer, content creator, and also a chef, an HR, a media personality. And he wears so many hats. And so he's here tonight to talk to us more about his story, his side of the story. Tunajua vizuri ni entertainer kama Mama Akoth. And some of you might be wondering, who is this guy? Let me play you this clip so that you can know the person we are having on this show tonight. Yes. Ukiona huyu mahali.
Hi, Sugar Boo. How you doing, Sugar Plum? Nice. No, it's never a wrong time for you to call me. Call me anytime. I'm never busy for you. All right, I'm coming. I'm busy. You call me later. I'm busy.
That's the person on the right side of my screen tonight, and that's Patrick Obayi. He'll be here to talk to us about his journey as I don't know how to call you a comedian because we really sing with you somewhere else, but you really make people laugh. Patrick Obayi, who is Patrick Obayi to the viewers who are seeing you for the first time today?
Patrick Obayi is basically Patrick Obayi. He's only one, and I'm 30-something years young. I am a graduate from Makerere University, majored in human resource management. So that is my corporate side of studies. And so my line of profession is HR, basically self-taught chef and currently self-proclaimed one of the best chefs around.
Wow.
Can bet that. I can challenge anyone on that. And recently I started a character in acting as Mama Akoth. I picked up a character as Mama Akoth and Baba Akoth just to depict what families go through, what couples go through. It is something I started recently. It's the most recent thing I have done. I'm also trying to venture into media in terms of having interviews and hosting people and just airing stories that are building people and helping people to move to another level. Inspirational stories, that is. So in a nutshell, Obayi is just an all-round person. And yeah, that's me. That's me.
And in church you sing.
Yeah, and I sing in church. I actually conduct in church, conduct the choir.
Where do you connect? You can take this moment before we go deep into what you do. Where do you fellowship? Where do you worship? And at least you can invite some.
I fellowship at Lady Queen of Peace Catholic Church, that is in South B, Nairobi.
Yes.
Basically the 11:30 a.m. mass. That's the mass I attend, and yeah, my choir is called St. Hildegard, and that's where I sing and worship and praise the Lord from there.
Great. So if St. Hildegard members are joining this live broadcast, karibuni sana. I can see Josephine Kieti is here already. Asante sana, and let's have this conversation ongoing. So Patrick Obayi, if within the time that we have tonight to talk about life after employment, you're one guy who has been on employment and you've been in and out. So if we say in and out, and now you are, if I can say formally out or informally out, yes, as an HR, you'll be in a position to tell us how should others take it once they leave the employment. Maybe if you can just tell us briefly, how has your employment journey been so far?
My employment journey, I was employed back in 2012, just after hustling for a few years after campus. So after like 2-3 years, that's when I got my first employment on a permanent basis. And I was employed by one of multinational companies in this country. It's the only company I've worked for, but it was one of the best. That's why I stayed with it for quite some good time. I worked there for 7 good years. And you work in a company and move in different departments, different sections, different positions, and you learn everything you want to learn. And it figures a point where you look at yourself and are like, hey, I need to do this. And there's that passion that you have within you that you look at and you say, I could be doing this and having more fun and having more time. And,
Yes.
So it is a number of factors, but basically passion is what drove me to that extreme end of now saying, it is that time. I think most people are not comfortable to leave employment, a paycheck that comes every month, to start something that is very uncertain. And for sure, it is not easy. So my employment journey was very, very amazing. I wouldn't say it was something I regret having done, because it gave me a wider picture of how corporates operate, and it molded me from that campus mind to something greater. And I will now think outside the box. I will be innovative. I will be, you learn everything from management to how you deal with people. And it just it took me from one level to another. And it was an amazing journey that time.
Wow, and that's Patrick Obayi inside a job and now outside. So Patrick, if I can say, ni time gani in life you just decided, this is enough and I should get out. Now that you're a person who's being driven by passion, and for sure you really know what you want to do with your life outside here, and so no one can take it away from you. So at what point did you decide to quit formal employment?
It was back in 2018. I had started my major aim when I got into employment. It was always in my head, I will work for 10 years and then go out. I didn't know what I wanted to go out and do, but I knew I wanted to be in employment for exactly 10 years and then step out. But it figures that point in time when you feel you have learned and absorbed enough, and you say, there's no further growth for me unless I am doing something that I want to do. So when I was employed, I started cooking. I love cooking. So that's something that I've grown up doing. So I started cooking and taking food for people in the office, to people in the office. People will enjoy my meals. They're like, hey, Baze, you guy. Yaani, when William say, I will cook for fun. Come from the office, come buy things, cook, the next day take food to office, and I tell guys, today what? Let's have lunch. I have brought this. And it was very interesting. Myself, I am not a good eater, but I love when people enjoy my food. So when people started enjoying my food, people are like, so you start now bringing it as, just make it for me for 500 bob. And I'm like, okay. Wacha nitengeneze na 500 bob nikulete. So I would make pilau, take to guys, sell it at 300, carry a few pieces here and there of chicken, nipeleke, people taste, and then they say later. So it all started within the office, and my colleagues then gave me almost that push to start something new. But now working for a multinational company, you are deployed anywhere, you work anywhere. And then when I started that, social media had just started peaking in terms of marketing. So I would cook, take pictures, and post it on social media. Basically Facebook back then, because it was only Facebook. I would post my food, and people were like, this is interesting. And WhatsApp also had just come in, and this is interesting. What are you, or how do you sell these samosas? How do you sell this? I'm like, okay. And what now pushed me is one guy who wanted to, he's my friend. I've known him for over 10 years. He wanted to wed, and he told me, you know what, Obayi, I want to give you this challenge, that you're going to handle my wedding. I'm like, what? It's 600 people. You're telling me to cook for 600 people. A whole wedding. I was like, okay, I like this challenge. Let me pick it. And I said, let me see how I can strategize myself from the office, and at the same time manage this wedding and see how it goes. But at the same point, I did not have any utensils. Sikuwa na any utensils back then.
Yani ulianza from scratch ama ulijifunza kupika? Ulianza kujifunza kupika kutoka kwa mtandao ama this passion?
No, mine has been something I grew up doing at home. My grandmother, my maternal grandmother, is from the coastal region. So every time we will visit the village, she would make these interesting meals, coastal meals, and I would love to watch her. I used to love watching her doing that. God rest her soul in peace. I would just sit beside her. I learned a lot from her because she was a kitchen person. We would not eat anywhere else but her own food. So I learned a lot from her, and that passion just grew in me. And every time I will go somewhere, I will just say, you guys sit, I need to make you something new that I learned. And these are all recipes that I learned from her. So it's something that built me from that time. Because I was telling you, when I was given that challenge at wedding, I had to take leave from work for like 2 weeks so that I concentrate on making the wedding. And I made that wedding a success. You can't imagine, from nothing, I fed 600 people, and to date, 3 years down the line, they still tell me, Maze, we came and we ate that chicken, that ugali that you made, that pilau that you made. It's quite interesting to have. So it pushed me to that level. Now, when I was transferred to somewhere else outside Nairobi, remember by this time I was getting now orders from people. I was doing birthdays, I was doing rashios, so I was just multitasking office and home. So I went to Eldoret. When I went to Eldoret, I was transferred there in 2018, I think 2018, yes. So I was like, now what do I do with my customers in Nairobi? So I would be in Eldoret, but my customers keep calling me. They don't want me to refer them to someone else. So I will find myself traveling over and over every weekend to come and do a function. And by the time I go back to office on Monday, I am so worn out. Paka, I will leave at times na flight ya asubuhi hapa on Monday kwenda kuingia ofisi directly. So it was so hectic, and and work also pushes you to that level. And when you don't have even understanding bosses, it's even worse. So it pushed me to that level.
Yes,
so when
Patrick, and you traversing the country doing something that you love, and you're also handling very big number of clients. I don't know if the employer by then was okay with it, or you're just going beyond just to explore what you love.
Basically, I was just going beyond it's not something that I will collide with my work schedule, because my work schedule basically was Monday to Friday.
Okay.
Rarely did I work over the weekends. So my functions basically are Saturday, Sunday. That's when I used to pick functions. Anything in between the week, I would not pick because I'm in office and I wouldn't want that, what do you call it, conflict of interest. I will give my employer 100%, and when I go out, I give my work 100%. So when I was in Eldoret, I was so bored. Eldoret is a town that is simple. By 5 p.m., you're done with work. 5:05 umefika home, umekaa hivi unashangaa, okay, what next? So
Naona Netflix.
someone told me, siuanze channel ya kupika, and then I was like, let me just start cooking and posting on Facebook. So I started doing recipes, posting on Facebook, and then someone told me, why don't you just open a YouTube channel and just be posting these recipes? I said, yeah, let me do this. But in my mind, I had started getting tired of the corporate world, because now I'm looking at very different aspects. I'm looking at being pushed to achieve something for someone else, yet I can push myself to achieve something for myself. So crossing 2019, I knew this was it, because I wouldn't handle any more of employment and office work. I wrote my resignation letter in January. It was on my screen, my desktop. So every morning I will open it, I'm like, one day, I'm gonna. So in May, my boss was in the office. He came from Nairobi to Eldoret. Then there was a lot of, push and pull. I just took leave that day. I signed my resignation letter. I printed it, put it in an envelope. Alikutana nayo Monday kwa ofisi. So akaniambia, how come nilikuwa kwa ofisi ukaniambia? I didn't want it to be a discussion. It's my decision and I've decided to go. I served my 1 month notice and I went, not knowing what was out there. Oh. So I came back to Nairobi from Eldoret, and yeah, I would say it's
how many years were you
a good time.
For how many years were you in Eldoret while doing this?
Sorry?
For how many years were you in Eldoret?
I was there for 8 months. I did not stay for long. I was so impatient. It was only 8 months, great. And I was fed up.
Yes, and now you just, if that was the last employment that you had formally, how was the reception outside now after your formal work? Because now you are outside, you don't have this formal job, and there's a whole world waiting for you.
The response out here, first of all, people will not give you a positive feedback. When people knew I had left employment, like, how would you leave a multinational? How would you leave a paycheck? I was like, you know what, it's done. So there is no looking back. So nikajiambia tu, hapa ni mimi na mimi kuangalia mbele na ni concentrate on, because nisha make your decision, so I have to maji nimeavulia nguo lazima niaoge, si ndio?
Yeah.
So I went out and the reception was very good in terms of business, because I had already built a brand by the name of Obayi's Jikoni. So I would get out, vile tu nilitoka, now orders came, because nilikuwa na cancel orders za katikati ya wiki, so people started calling for brunch, for lunches, mpaka maofisi zikaanza kunipigia referrals, and it went very well until COVID hit in I think in 2020?
2020 March.
Yeah, I was very comfortable, by the way. I did not miss my paycheck at that time because I will make more than what I used to make on my paycheck when I was employed. I was like, and this is all coming to me. I'm so done with it, and I'm not going back. I was like, I'm not going back.
Yeah.
But when COVID hit, everything just went from up here to here.
Wow.
So it was hard. It was hard, and it was hard for everyone. So I understood. You can imagine now downsizing your life and trying to readjust every other thing. And now people are like, no, get back into job. I'm like, this is a decision I made, and it's done, and I have to. So we're like, now try to tafuta kazi. But there I tried as much as I can, and I'm still trying. I said, let me try and tafuta kazi, but hoping things will open up. So that is where my acting came in. Actually, COVID is where now brought in my acting bit.
So, Patrick, at this time when you're just stepping out, you're resigning from this job, then COVID-19 hits. How last evening I had an opportunity to host a program online on Elimukea, and I'm glad that the CEO is here, joined from Mombasa, and we were talking about gender-based violence, and the other time we talked about mental health. Were you at one point having this now not gender-based violence? Because I know uh, there's the other aspect of life of you struggling the mental illness and the mental health issues. At what point within that time did you feel like, was this the best decision? Did you ever regret the decision of resigning and also COVID-19 coming in?
I wouldn't say is that at times mental stability peer depends on a person so much and the emotional being of a person. I would say I'm lucky to be one of the strongest people blessed to be emotionally stable in terms of handling things. I rarely get that pressure. However, even my friends when they see me out here, you will never tell that I have an issue that is really pestering me. But by that time, I really have problems, and I have a lot of. I know I try as much as I can to keep myself from thinking, because even if I keep myself in a cocoon and think and do what it doesn't solve my problem. So for me, it's more of trying to be more positive than just being leaning on what is hitting you. There's a time I was in the house for like a whole month without doing anything. That is just when we had been locked down and there was no event, there was no nothing. Like 2 months, I was just in the house doing nothing, eating on savings, paying rent on savings, and you just consume until you have nothing. But in my head, I'm like, tutafunguliwa, tutafunguliwa. Then I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I thought outside the box very quickly. I started doing this pizza. That's when Opizza hit at some point. You remember Opizza at some point?
Yes.
I started doing pizza, and I did once for myself and then posted online. People were like, how much I sold to 2 or 3 people. They loved it, shared the story. It went out, and I really did a lot of pizza out here. People are still asking about it, but I took a break. It's just creating a situation where you do not put yourself into that mental state where it drifts you, but it also takes a very strong human being, a strong mind, a strong heart for you to be able to handle some situations, because so many people were under depression. And I found it easy to talk to people who are in depression, because I was leaning towards that part, but I was like, if I also go, who will help the others? So I was like, okay, let me just be more positive than and look more on positivity than negativity. I don't think it took me that mindset to think the worst. I always thought I can do something different. And now I try to find a way to keep myself busy, and this is where I started acting and just posting my videos online, and the reception was good, and I felt happy. I was like, people are receiving this thing so happily. Now that made me even happier, and not being sad and not being in a cocoon.
And now, Patrick, that brings us to this interesting part of this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us in this live broadcast, this is The Alternative Voice, and our guest tonight is Obayi Patrick, and he's a content creator and entertainer, and also a chef and a child by profession, and who is outside here doing great things. We have so many people tuned in from Moi University, from Nairobi, St. Hilda Kadukwaya, where you are, and everyone, Sylvia Saleh, thank you very much. Lyra Sparrow, Zakwe Songa, Besta Prof. And some really want to know who is Patrick Obayi. If you joined this place, this live broadcast without listening to the initial video, let me play that video again, then I'll play another again. Then Obayi, you'll have this opportunity to tell us what drove you into this. How do you feel? Was Corona a blessing to you? Ladies and gentlemen, speak here with me as we talk more about our guest tonight. And here is that first clip. Watch this.
Hi, Sugar Boo. How you doing, Sugar Plum? Nice. Guys, no, it's never a wrong time for you to call me. Call me anytime. I'm never busy for you. All right, I'm coming. Hmm? I'm busy. You call me later, I'm busy.
Yes, Patrick, you brought joy, you brought fun, you brought happiness in our screens and on our coaches at home during the lockdown when so many people are having such kind of stress. And now tell us, how was it? How was it? What was the reception? Patrick Obayi, the one who sings at St. Hildegard Choir, now outside there in almost all WhatsApp groups, family WhatsApp groups and everywhere. How did you receive that? And how do you handle fame? Because now Patrick Obayi, I don't know if you meet these people in town.
What fame?
You take selfies. When he's celeb.
I will say COVID was to me it was more of a blessing in disguise in terms it has really built me to that level, but it was not really about COVID. I'm that person who is always pushing and yeah, I was like a small celeb because I have grown up doing so many other things. Just that I wasn't with the coming of social media, it exposes everything. Those who knew me back then know that I was one of the best salsa dancers within Nairobi. I had the trophy of one of the best dancers at the Kenyan something festivals. As in, I have done so much, but there was kitambo exposure haikuwa much. So now with social media out here and everybody having it on at the palm of their hands, then you know what happens. So when COVID came in, the people were stressed, and you know me, I don't like getting in that cocoon of getting stressed. So I wanted to make people laugh, and just thought, what if I do ABCD? I did one clip. I first mimicked Teacher Wanjiko and posted it, and you know it went as in I was like, okay, so I can do this. I can try. I did an accent, yeah, Kikuyu. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure I would do a Kikuyu accent, but I just did it. I woke up one day in Kachuku. See, it's not something I thought about. I just woke up one day, nikaeka kamera mbele yangu, nikafunga hiyo kitambara kanga ya Masai, nikasema, let me do this. And I did it and posted to a friends group. Then nikapata wamepost Facebook, then it was shared all over. And I'm like, okay. Then the next one that went viral was, you know, now we were under lockdown, and there's a group I belong to called Young Professionals, also at church. We were supposed to animate. It's always our birthday when it's Pentecost. So during that Pentecost period, we were under lockdown. We could not go to church and could not do the stuff. So I thought to myself, you know what? I can just changamsha these guys by dancing, because I always choreograph the dances we dance in church during liturgy. So I just took the uniform, put on, and did these church songs, trying to do what we do in church, carry the matega, carry the Bible. And you know, that video I shared to the young professional groups and told them, imagine we will be doing this on this day. And then before I knew it, it was just, yeah, there's a day I posted it like today. The next day waking up in the morning, it has been resent to me over 100 times. People are like, we've seen this, it has been sent, it's all over the place. You know, now people sharing, celebrities sharing, just as an encouraging tool to so many people at that particular, because depression was real, people were so confused, there was a lot of trauma around COVID. So everything was just but it was a ray of light. So after that, I started now doing comedy. Then later I came and picked the character Mama Akoth, just to show I love things about women empowerment, and I picked it. And then I thought, what will I do? How will I get to people who have been in the media industry and just try to see how they do how they're surviving through this period. That's when I started on the couch. So on my couch, I tried getting Patrick, celebrities.
If you can come clear on this, You love women empowerment or you love women?
Empowerment.
You love women empowerment.
I love women who are empowered. You know, I grew up with very strong women. So I like seeing that they actually have helped me to be where I am because they are people who I've seen them build homes.
Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Women empowered. Yes. Same what's up.
Yeah, so I started on the couch and I got so many people to come on my couch to just talk their stories and to tell people their stories, to get them encourage people and also to have them encouraged because they had really started losing it at that particular time. So that's
Yeah,
how my
you
couch was
you had
born, and I just
some good guests.
incorporated it on my channel. Huh?
You had some good guests, like the principal of Taidi High by then, that's Miss Morgan, and also Kilunda. Such amazing
Yes.
people, and their stories written out from your blog.
Yeah. I hosted them. I tried looking for them for some good time, but eventually I got hold of them, and you know now they have become friends. And you've seen me do a video with Mama Akoth and Miss Morgan. So it's all interesting because it opens up you to some level of creativity. You get to understand how people think, how people act, how you learn so many things, and that's why I keep creating content because content haizeeki. Yani, there's always something new you can do, and for me, I like exploring such parts because people watu wanaluzangu natuanga wapi hii time yote ya kukaa kushoot na kufanya nini. Siko na time mob sana, but I'm like, you know, it's something I love. Nikifikiria saizi, I'll just put camera mbele yangu and yes, I do it. Si eti kitu itanchukua time.
Yes, Patrick, if kutoka kuongelelea your characters, Baba Akoth, Mama Akoth, how has it been received? I know at times they go, it's a viral video and it's out there, and what does that make you feel like doing, and what are some of the things you like to encourage these young people who are only using social media for fun? Maybe they might be your consumers, but what can you tell them, the talented guys only looking for big stages to perform?
You know, when it's always, I always tell myself the least video you expect to go viral is what goes viral at the same time. So you never know what will go viral. For me, I just shoot as I shoot content to have fun, as always, and just make my fans laugh. And when you have that following, there's always that need to put something out. So when I do a video that goes viral, I for sure you feel very good. We're like, hey, this is my creativity. And you know, people keep resending, people reposting, people wanachukua screenshot sending to you, and I'm like, okay, but you at some point you get used to it. You're like, okay, this hour. But what amazed me is when I went to Mombasa like 2 weeks ago. Do you know, I'm more of a celebrity in Mombasa than in Nairobi. Everywhere I went, people are like, oh my, you know, as in it's so nice. It feels so nice, and being with people out there who know you from a character, like, okay, this is good. Mombasa was amazing. Yeah, I love Mombasa. I need to go back and just be the celebrity I ought to be.
Good, you should, and you should take people with you.
And I would like to encourage the younger generation, if you have it, just go for it. Don't wait for someone to tell you, because everybody knows at the back of their mind, they know what they're capable of. If it's content creation, if it's music, if it's just explore things. Don't wait for opportunities to present themselves. You look for opportunities. And social media has made it so easy for us nowadays that you can have your phone and do amazing things. Even the biggest of celebrities nowadays wanatumia tu phone. Hawa comedians wote wanatumia tu phone. Watu wamekam up kina Flacco, kina Cartoon. These are people who are just creating content, and they are talking about the normal things that happen every other day. So if you have it, do it. If you look for that opportunity, and create doors and windows for yourself. I'm so encouraged right now because so far I have done one advertisement, however small. It's always exciting. Hey, someone sees my work, and I did one advertisement. Another hotel has just approached me to do their advertisement, and I'm going to be shooting sometime in August because that's when we are starting. So
August is just a day away. August is just from tomorrow, and congrats for this. This is a good and a big step. So kama una watch, peana tu mama Akoth makofi hapo tu kwa comment section, tuambie una watch ukiwa wapi. This is the alternative voice. Obayi, hold on to that thought. Just as where you are, we take this first commercial break. Let's appreciate some of our wanasema tunalipa bills. Mkisema tunalipa bills, inabidi tulipe bills pale kidogo by Mtaani Quick Auto Spa. These people come to you live to your location, and they come wash your car, wash your carpet, do the engine wash. Yes, take a look at what they do.
Mtaani Quick Auto Spa. We welcome you to Mtaani Quick Auto Spa. We are mobile cleaning experts, and we come to you. Our services include pressure wash, steam wash, snow foam and gentle hand wash, wheel and rim cleaning, tire shine, engine and body wash, vacuum, carpet cleaning and much more. We apply encapsulation method to attack all forms of dirt and debris, which guarantee you the best results. We are consistent on quality services at affordable prices. Book an appointment now. You can call, text, DM or WhatsApp 0710 587 285 and we will come to you. All payments will be made via M-Pesa. Follow us now on our social media platforms at Mtaani Quick Auto Spa. Mtaani Quick Auto Spa. We come to you.
And that's Mtaani Quick Auto Spa. They come to you live on location, and that's where you get an opportunity to have the services delivered to you. So this is an interesting story from Patrick Obayi, Mama Akoth, tonight here with us. Let's get some reactions from our online audience. Evans Omondi, an interesting story. Patrick Obayi, Makofi. Bill Hajoy, good work, Patrick, watching from Narok. Wellington Ketera, watching from Garissa. Na anasema ya kwamba hapo chini tukimove kidogo tu. Wellington Ketera, yes, ametuma blank message hapo Facebook, lakini kuna JK Pato, you should collab with Koja Local. You guys can be a perfect match. Pia na Flaco. Have you ever thought of that? A collab in comedy?
Yes, but I've done collabs. Like when I was doing Mama Akoth character, it figures a point you exhaust almost everything, and you need new ideas, fresh ideas. That's when I incorporated Senje. You've seen Senje in my videos. Yes. And I just saw her content online and I loved it. And I approached her on Instagram, just sent an inbox, and she was kind enough to respond. And she said, "You can do this. I love your videos. I also see you online." So she came and we said, "How do we build this character?" I said, Mama Akoth is one, that proud Luo mama who is, she's strong and a lawyer who is no nonsense, and she can get a Mshamba girl just to try and streamline this character. So that's when I got Senje. It's so amazing to do collabs with these other guys, and if I get an opportunity, I will always do collabs with celebrities, other people, be it celebrities, be it upcoming. It's a chance to build each other. People like Hoja Local, I love his content. He's amazing. He's not based in Nairobi, but one of these fine days, I'll actually just make a point of contacting him so that we see how to go about it. I've done content collabs with Mama Fatma from Mombasa. He's also, she's also amazing. There's a time he was in Nairobi and he just decided to make that call and say, you know what, we can do something together. And it turned out very amazing. So I'm always open for this, and I'm looking forward to more collabs.
Great. What challenges have you faced trying to look for these collabs? Have you gotten any person pulling back when you are supposed to approach them?
Wakenya tuna masnob. Sisi ni masnob.
Wasta. Wakenya ni wasta.
Wakenya ni masnob. You send an inbox to someone, mtu unapenda content yake and you really want to bring it over, but since anaona bado hauko ile level ya amefika, they always want to they want to mtu anajulikana, they collab up there. They don't want the upcoming. But for me, it's an amazing opportunity. You never know the people who are upcoming, how whatever ideas they bring on the table. It's amazing how we ignore, but these people are always having very good content. And for me, I will not want to push anyone away because I never know what they have and how they will build me. Hiyo ndo nini Kenyans nini wale wamesha make it, they are snobs. That one I'll say it point blank.
Unataka kutaja majina? Tukupe ruhusa tu. Ni hapa tu utataja. Unataka kutaja majina yao? At least tuambie ati.
Sitaki kutaja majina watu, but I've sent inboxes to so many people and I'll tell you the response I've received so far was Senje. And Maki Senje is doing very well. She's been in the limelight. Her videos have gone viral and she was kind enough to respond. And we're doing amazing work and I love her to beat Yaani. She's that person to us. Camera roll, one take. We don't do two takes. Tutacheka after, you know. It's always fun, and if people do not open doors for others, then we are not building the industry. Inabaki tu wale watu tumezoea, when you were growing up, TV ilikuwa ya watu kadhaa, as in ungeona tu the same faces na bado ziko mpaka saizi. Yet there's a lot of talent out here, you know.
Yeah.
So Wakenya hatutaki kujengana, especially artists, especially who have made it, and those who have made the disparity is like this, as in it's not balanced kabisa.
Patrick, what's your word out there to those people who fail to accept collabos, and your word out there to those who are looking for these collabos?
Those who are looking for collabos, I would just like to tell them, do your thing. Much as you're looking at it, do your thing. You never know, because after all, it's you have it in you, so utafika. I never knew I would be approached by a hotel to do their advert, but when I saw an inbox like 2 weeks ago, I was like, I was thrilled. And you know, this is after being rejected. Okay, not even rejected, being ignored by people who have made it. And if you have made it and you're ignoring these people, wabi aliye juu.
Ngoje chini na shida ni hao watu wako juu wakikataa kushuka.
Inafika iko siku. My aunt always tells me iko siku. And you know, Pia, what I appreciate so much is that my fans are just my fans. My fans are always there. They will encourage you. They are the people who make me to just turn on the camera and do this. So I don't really look outside for more glorification outside. It is done by my fans and I love interacting with them. I love me because juzi mtu alinisimamishia a whole Prado hapa kwa barabara. Hi, Obayi, and I'm like, aya. And I'm like, hi, how are you? I am your fan. As in, that is just a fulfillment you get, and it's all you need, I think. If you don't have that self-motivation, self-respect, and you know, I have it, then you cannot go far. Usitegemee watu wengine.
Okay, wow. So it's only you who can help yourself. We get some feedback, then we'll play another clip of Mama Akoth or Patrick Obayi, who is our guest tonight, and we have this question here from JL Empire. Mr. Obayi, I love what you're doing. Nini ukupa challenge? Alafu, bro, can you be an MC too? How can we reach you? And you also share your social handles now. Ili watu waende kule, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook, and also subscribe and follow on Instagram. Kama kwa Twitter pia tatuambia mali toka Twitter kama huru. Yes.
Nianzie wapi? Yes, I can be an MC. I have been an MC before. I've done weddings, I've done parties, I've done some kadha functions, and I love the approach that I'm having right now because I'm telling you, Senja is amazing. So if I get emceeing job, I hook her, and you know she's amazing. So nimtualo to Kikolabo, we do a bit of some good work, and I don't mind doing emceeing job because it's also squeezing tunatafuta shilingi from all corners. Amazing, and I've done it before, and the feedback was amazing. So I keep looking for these events. If I'm approached, I'm ready to do that. My handles: Obayi Patrick on Instagram, Obayi Patrick, or on Facebook, Obayi P. And it's just Obayi. If you type in Obayi, you'll just find me. Obayi on TikTok, Facebook.
Yes, vile iko hapo chini ni TikTok tu hatujaweka. Ni Obayi Patrick.
Ni TikTok tu hatujaweka, ni vile tu iko hapo chini by the way. It's just Obayi P, Obayi Patrick, and you will find me.
Okay, so we get other feedback. We have Don Epojaka, social media zako zikuje sahi na ndio hizo zimewekwa. Alex Onsase, just to ask, how did your family perceive your career change? That change. Queen Obayi is watching.
The family, you know, career change, I did not discuss it with anyone. This is a personal decision. However much family is involved, most of my family members came to know. The only person who knew I had left employment is actually Queen Obayi, who because that is she's my BFF, she's my ride or die, she's my personal persona. So she's the only one who knew I was leaving employment. The rest, and we kept it a secret until 4 or 5 months later. People are like, "Yaani a job for me." When now people notice I'm back in Nairobi fully, I'm not in LD. I was like, niliachanga. So even mom was shocked at that particular moment. But you know, I had survived for the few months, so she was like, maybe I also survive. And she knows I'm a pusher. The challenges that we face nowadays, especially there are weeks you don't see my posts on as in nakosa kupost video. It's because sasingine uko na content kwa kichwa but hauna ile energy ya kusema let me put this camera on, unachoka at some point, but fans keep pushing you, so it's that content peer, you have to be on toes like this. It's also a challenge, by the way, to be able to come with something new every other time is challenging. But we thank God. But I do everyday life. No, I can't use it. The other time ile nilienda supermarket nikapata hizo stories za password ni nini, the video that I did not expect to go viral. Nikasema, but I had a friend with me. I told him, you know what, nienda kufanya hiki kitu ya password every other day ukienda supermarket. Na nikakuja tu nikaifanya hapa kwa mlango yangu. And the reception is amazing. The video is still going round and round. I'm like, okay, so this is good.
The family is everything, but some decisions you must make them as an individual. An interesting story from Patrick Obayi. That's a comment from Evans Omondi. And so we are here to tell you more about this show, and together with others, feel free to share with us your thoughts on this, and you can advertise with us and also get to know what we are doing as the alternative voice. So feel free to contact us. You can advertise with us now and at affordable rates, just as the other advertisers have done before. And feel free to share with us the phone number that is on that screen. That's the number you use to call when you want to make these adverts. Feel free to share with us your worries. How do you want to see your brand in the times to come? Call that number 077 1963 45 48, and we'll be there for you, and also to bring this message home when that time comes. And so we want to play another video for Patrick Obayi so that you know who is our guest tonight. This will crack you if you know where this video came from. Take a look.
We can't allow, and I agree with you, Excellency, when we say, so we can't allow this to be.
Yes, you don't interrupt someone when Kizungu iko huko juu. Ngoja kwanza
you don't interrupt a law when Kizungu is flowing.
Yes, those asking where you can get his page, I'm about to share his Instagram page here so that you can see it. And on your screen right now, that's the page for Patrick Obayi. You go follow him on Instagram, and there, amazing content. Alipost hapo. This is the latest one from with Senje, our show today, na ziko hapa nyingi sana, utapata tu zingine, like you must just enjoy listening to this person, you can't avoid it. Yes. And so find some time, pass by to his Instagram page, and follow ni tu hapo juu. Then by that time you'll have supported the great talent that we have in Obayi Patrick. And so there's another one. Now listen to this.
Senje?
Yes.
Hebu leta list hapo karatasi tuandike list ya shopping.
Sawa.
Nini na nini hakuna?
Unga bando mzima.
Unga bando mzima unafanyia nini?
Kula ugali.
Unga nini mifuko 3 peke yake inatosha.
Sukari kilo 10.
Sukari 4 kg. Wewe sukari kilo 10 unafanyia nini? Iche unakunywa hapa kila saa utapunguza. Uluya punguza.
Bando mzima ya unga ya maandazi.
Enda tunaandika hii list peke yangu. Uko na mchezo sana.
Ndio ni nyanyasa.
Kwa nje ulikuwa unataka lita ngapi?
Na machungwa ile kubwa.
Enda. Ndaandika peke yangu list.
Chakula tu ni nyingi. Tawafi.
Patrick Obayi, seemingly alienda kutafuta Senje.
Sorry about that. Simu yangu ime hiccup.
It's fine. So Patrick, we are 51 minutes into this broadcast, tunakaribia tayari kuingia 52nd minute, and we would like to bring this discussion at least to a point where you give us now the actual feeling outside when we say life after employment and the life that you had before employment, comparing now the character that you have in the comedy part where you mimic the videos and you also create the content and you also do the chef role once free and you also do the event organizing and such kind of things. So how is this life after and before? How do you find them? And can you go back to your employment, to the formal employment?
I would say I have more time on my hands. I have a lot of time to do nonsense. That's why I'm shooting these clips, and yeah, it's amazing to be outside employment. The only worry is now when you have bills to pay, and at times this does not. Ujui yo gig itakuja lini kulipa kupika, ujui yo gig ya kufanya MC itakuja, advert itakuja lini, ujui yani. The good thing about employment is that you have that paycheck, but your life is we are in that office from we dedicate 80% of your life to your employer. The people who are born to do that, personally, I am not an employment person, as in I am one person who likes running out of the street, and the challenges that are there just push me to be someone else. There's just always something new to learn, as in you learn a lot. So for me, everybody has their own comfort zone, and for me, employment really wasn't my comfort zone, much as it had a comfortable paycheck. You live comfortably knowing your tomorrow is secured, but when you're out here, there's a lot of free time. There's a lot of time to create, to expand your mind and your horizons too. So for me, it's we're always looking at it. I always look at it positively in terms of having left employment into self-employment. I have more time on my hands.
Great. And so with all this time at your hands, what's the future like for Obayi? Where do you intend to see the character of Mama Akoth, the character of Obayi the chef, and also someone who is involved in so many things, as Edwin Ouma, who is watching here, said you are so versatile. So where do you see yourself in the next coming period?
You should see me on billboards. Period. Billboards.
Billboards. Na hapo utakuwa umefika. Utakuwa umefika ama safari itakuwa imeanza.
Period. Yeah, so I yearn to grow to that level where, as in, all these things I'm doing are up there. Like if it's events, if it's catering, mtu akifikiria kukuwa na event ana call Obayi. Mtu akifikiria food ana call Obayi. If you need to laugh, you go on Obayi's page. If you need to advertise, you go on Obayi's page. We are not stopping. I'm not stopping. Kata kethni, kata ndikni. Lazima tufike huko. Tutafika. We are not stopping. And I am not stopping because usually I know how negative energy is on social media. I have received it. Yeah, it has come from all corners. You know the way people punch you on social media. That's why people go into depression. But for me, I don't know you. You don't know me. So
how do you receive such comments? If those comments hit you, they hit you hard. I know at times you are a strong person, and you've confirmed that to us at the beginning of the show. But when you receive that negative feedback, patu hata huko fani, how do you react to that on a personal level?
For me, I don't respond. I don't have time for pettiness. I don't respond. If you send in a bad comment, usually I just delete, block. That's it. As in, that's me. I don't have to reread it. You know, kuna vile watu usoma tena unaenda unakaa chini unarudi unasoma. Me, if it's not something that is pleasing to me, that is my end with you, a fan that I do not know. But thank you very much for coming on my page and kuniongezea
views.
Whatever umeniongezea. Yeah. So don't dwell on don't dwell on comments. Actually, these comments mbaya ni vile tu we try and dwell on them. Nimeambiwa I'm not good enough. Nimeambiwa. So it gets into your head. If you let it get into your head, it will definitely destroy you. But for me, delete, go on. Sasa huyo ni mtu anaitwa Penelope Ouma mahali fulani.
Edwin Ouma.
Oh. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. I just take it easy.
Great. And we have a similar comment here from Edwin Ouma, who is watching live on Facebook. Na anasema ya kwamba I used to do, if that comment can come up, yes. I used to do a cappella videos and share on social media. Negative energy drove me out. You fired me up to continue with my videos. We are touching lives.
I'm happy. Please do what you love. People will always, and you know, people will always tell you are not good because they cannot do what you're doing. They can't. You think creating content is easy? Try it and see, because you cannot create that content this person is creating. And for me, I'm always great. As in me, I'm great. So whatever you say, that is your own opinion. And whatever opinion you have of me is none of my business at the end of the day.
Wow. Edwin Ouma and the rest who are watching, if you are doing something, William Decker, yes, the passion quartet. If at all they stop doing their thing because of negative energy, please come back and let's do something great. And so we are on the final stretch of this discussion, and we are just going to give you shout outs and thank you so much for joining this live broadcast. Bill Hajoy tuned in from Narok. People don't realize more doors open when you let others in. Why is it so hard for people to lift each other? A very good question from Bill Hajoy. And Princess is also tuned in. That's Vera Tracy. And Asemaji, yes. The less you respond to negative thoughts, the more peaceful your life will become. Thanks so much. And we give you the final shout outs. Tracy Chapman tuned from Nairobi. Bill Hajoy tuned from Narok. And we have Wellington Katera tuned from Garissa. And we have Evan Somondi tuned in from Nairobi. JK, thank you so much. Alex Onzase, always for being here. Best Star Prof. Shiro Kim anasema ya kwamba Pato, you should do a collab yetu tulishasoma. Shiro Kim, I have seen this guy. His videos are so hilarious. We love what you're doing. You're making us smile. You're making us, yes, you're making us smile. Very happy to hear your story. And that's Shiro Kim. And we have Loyal Albert watching from West Bridge, Kapkayo. Who else? Zach Wesonga, that's seminarian Zach Wesonga, tuned in from Moi University Chaplaincy. Nice topic. Lyra Sparrow, tuned. Yes, tuko ndani. Best Prof. We have John Gure, asante sana. Shirokim, Kevin Isoe. Yes, Maina yuko hapa. Maina amekuja direct kutoka YouTube. Very interested. Mr. Patrick, I am watching you guys keenly until the end. Say hi to Mr. Luoch. Received. Maina, hi. Thanks so much for joining us live. Daniel Jaka, tuned in from Kochi, India. Thanks so much. Bwana producer, kutoka kule upande wa pili wa studio. Hello, learning, loving the show. Tuned in from Kochi, India. Asante sana. JK, anasema upishi inakubalika kila mahali. Good initiative to share from Mr. Patrick. And you also do great work on Obayi's Jikoni. How is it, by the way? Is it on?
Mama Akoth took over for some good time, but Jikoni time is still there. I'm coming back with new recipes, and be sure I will be shooting this more recipes. So I'll to
Great. We have Farida Ali from Mombasa, the CEO and founder of Elimu Care Foundation. Thanks so much, and continue the good work you're doing at Elimu Care in partnership with Connexus as you fight against gender-based violence. We have Best Star Pro. Hello, Mama Akoth. So inspiring. I'm loving the show. Watching from Nairobi. Asante sana. Mimi Bree. Asante sana. Veronica Ogelo. Thanks so much. Joshua Ochieng tuned in. Asante sana. Okuto. We have Moneymaker Creatives. I'm tuned. Great guys. Bill Hajoy amesema late but ako hapo. Caroline Omolo, mama watoto. By the way, yes, tutakuja kusema hiyo story ya mama watoto baadaye kama tumerudi kutoka mapumziko mafupi. Tuned in Immaculate Awino, Eric Odera, our guest to talk more on taxation. Hello, Cleophas. How are you? And the guest of the day. I'm fine. How is my guest?
I'm very fine. Thank you.
By the way, I'm told that's one question that people don't ask, and it's one question that we should really take into consideration. Don't ask someone, where are you at this time? Ask that person, how are you doing at this point in time? Mwende Marie Kingo, asante sana, nasema hello pale Facebook. Sylvia Saleh, tuned in. Millicent Ochieng, asante sana for tuning in from Nairobi. Bravin Alan, and everyone who took their time to be here. Esau Odhiambo, tuned in from Moi University. I'm tuned in from Eldoret. He is the guy who's forever sits in the car doing his gig. I always see him in my status.
Forever. Sure.
Yes, unakaa tu kwa gari wewe. Josephine Kieti, tuned from Nairobi. Asante sana, Josephine. And we have Toto Lucky C. Hello, host and our guest. Hello back to you, Toto Lucky C. After that break, we were talking about life after employment from Patrick Obayi. And I don't know if we had watched it, but yes, that was the video that we just played on our side. And thanks so much, producer and the director from this end, KK Cedric, for managing this great conversation tonight. So Patrick Obayi, we are coming back for you to tell us more about how your last words to the upcoming talents in the industry and those people who are thinking they're in a toxic environment. Yours wasn't toxic according to the explanation you gave us, but you made that decision to quit. Those who are working in a toxic environment and those people really want to go away. What's your word for them? Then you can give your parting shot.
Those who are in a toxic environment, it's a personal, it's a conscious decision that you have to take. Be it in a relationship, be it in a work environment, be it, friendships that are toxic to you. It's a personal decision. You just have to be conscious about it and take it and look forward to positivity. I'm not sure if everybody wants to be in because some people love that toxic, relationship, toxic. They love that experience. ama hawaipendi but hawataki kutoka. So for me it's you choose what you want and live by it. Usikae kwa toxic relationship. Ukitaka kukaa kwa toxic relationship then unalia huko nje. Choose and live by it. So it's a conscious decision that you have to take. And for the upcoming sijui kama kuna kuanga na watu upcoming, mtu tu anakuanga na but if you are trying to upcome in terms of comedy and everything, mimi naonanga watu wanani inbox. I receive so many inboxes. Hi Obayi, I want you to help me with content creation. I'm like, I can't help you with content creation. I can only try and mold you with what you have. You cannot, it's some things you just have to go for, because si mimi siko na wewe, so mali uko, try and create content from where you are. Try to think outside the box. Just choose something and go with it. Usingoje kufanyiwa. But if you want a collab, just approach me and tell me I want a collab. Then we can think around what you can both do. Usually muuliza mtu unaweza fanya nini, ananiambia role yoyote. I'm like, role yoyote ni gani?
Wow, come with something. Hata Mungu anasema ukikuja hivyo utabarikiwa tu kama umeingia hivyo. Thanks so much for your time tonight, and thanks to all our viewers who managed to join us in this live broadcast. Patrick Obayi, don't leave. We'll be meeting shortly on the backstage after this advert that you're running tonight. And also, just to bring to your attention, by any chance you need your posters done and everything done, contact Sharpolex Design, and they are here to help you. Follow them on Facebook and also on Instagram for you to get such great posters and iconic logos and also logo animations. Yes, and that's the kind of service they provide for you. Follow them at Sharpolex on Facebook as well as Instagram for you to get your posters done, or you can contact us directly and we'll take you to them. And so we bring this discussion to an end with this advert from Chuma ya Doshi ama twende mjenzi. Direct unasemaje? Twende mjenzi.co.ke.
Imagine the